All right, we did put together a minute-by-minute timeline of events, breaking down exactly what happened when Charlie Kirk was shot at Utah Valley University. Officials said at a news conference that the shooter arrived on campus at 11:52 a.m. The event was scheduled to begin in the campus courtyard at noon. Kirk was holding a Prove Me Wrong debate where he invites students to challenge his views. Just minutes into the event, Kirk tossed hats into the crowd before taking questions from the audience.
Do you know how many mass shootings there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Around 12:20 p.m., someone fired a single shot that hit Kirk in the neck, and the crowd started running for cover. So this video, verified by CBS News, it shows a person running across the roof of a building just a few minutes after the shooting. It is important to note it has not been confirmed that the person seen running in the video was the shooter. All right, we do have a map to give you some perspective. That building was about 400 feet away from where Kirk was sitting. A law enforcement source told CBS News the gunman appeared to have fired from the building's rooftop. At 12:23 p.m., a group of people carried Kirk away through the crowd and put him into a vehicle to rush him to the hospital.
Is on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest.
At 12:27 p.m., dispatch audio described a person on the roof of a nearby building wearing black clothing and carrying a long rifle. Another radio call said the individual was dressed in black tactical gear, including a helmet.
There are about 6 armed men in the backyard of a home right next to UVU campus.
All right, and then this video, it captured at 2:37 p.m. It shows officers searching an area around a quarter-mile north of the university. CBS News confirmed this time using the video's metadata. Then at 2:40 p.m., President Trump posted on social media that Kirk had died from his injuries. I want to bring in senior crime and public safety producer Anna Schecter now with more on this. Anna, we just saw the image of the person of interest. We're trying to just hold on to any kind of facts or figures, anything at this point. What stands out to you?
Well, what stands out to me is that it appears that law enforcement does not have the identification of this suspect, and it harkens back to the Luigi Mangione case from last December, where it actually took 5 days for the person who assassinated the CEO of United Healthcare to be found and positively ID'd. And it was a member of the public who saw him eating at a McDonald's and recognized the photo that law enforcement had put out. So here, in a similar fashion, law enforcement has put out these 2 photos that you've seen there on your screen. This is sort of appears to be him walking up the stairs and perhaps gaining entrance towards an area inside that university. I say that because law enforcement earlier today at the press conference described the surveillance footage that they had in hand showing him walking towards the position where he took the shot on the rooftop about 200 yards away from Charlie Kirk, and then jumping off the roof and fleeing on foot, entering a neighborhood area. They, of course, have pulled all that Ring camera footage. They're interviewing neighbors, trying to determine which direction he went in. The one clue they have is where he, they believe, dropped the gun in a wooded area. They believe that hunting rifle is the weapon that was used in the shooting. But still, so many questions. It appears to me that at this time, they're not sure which way he went, or at least our sources don't have any indication that they have a direction or that they're homing in on a specific area and closing in on a suspect.
We do know this, the Utah Department of Public Safety, the commissioner actually gave an update this morning saying that they had pretty good video footage of the shooter. So what can you tell us about what they might be looking at right now?
That's a great question. So in this day and age, law enforcement likes to lean on high-tech software like facial recognition software, but it's not foolproof. So in the images that we see, the shooter was wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses, which could inhibit facial recognition to, as law enforcement calls it, pop a positive ID on the suspect. Even though they have that palm print, even if they had a fingerprint, if the suspect had not been booked prior by law enforcement for on another case, that fingerprint doesn't help them too much. But what they are certainly doing is they are looking for fingerprints on that weapon. So that is all underway at a crime lab. They are analyzing the footprint, the forearm print, the handprint, but you know, I think it's hard for people watching to understand, like in this day and age when there are cameras everywhere, how could they not have caught him by now? But this kind of detective work is hard, and because he had so much lead time and escaped without a trace early on, he had the advantage, and now investigators are playing catch up trying to track him down.
Yeah, you bring up an excellent point. It certainly takes time, and they did have two people of interest that they had questioned and released, and now we've just got this still photo, and we're still waiting for the correct person to be taken into custody. Anna Schecter, thank you so much for your insights as always.